Customs and Border Protection's detector dogs are part of the front line safeguarding our borders against any illegal activity. Today, this US citizen has been stopped for further questioning after a positive reaction from one of the drug detector dogs.
The dog has shown a bit of interest in him. We've got concerns that he may be carrying something with him today due to his inconsistent travel movements. And yeah, he's raised suspicion, so we'll be conducting some searches and tests and questioning today.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. How long are you here for?
14 days.
14 days? And what are you going to be doing on here?
I'm visiting my sister and friends.
And your sister lives at this address here?
That's correct.
His story sounds plausible, and even though they have completed the bag search, it's the results of an earlier swab test that concerns officers.
And it's given me a positive reaction for methamphetamines.
Excuse me?
It's given me a positive reaction for methamphetamines.
Impossible.
You can't explain that all?
There was nothing.
You told me that this is your bag and no one else has been in contact with this bag. Okay?
That's impossible.
This Lithuanian woman has just arrived and claims she is only here for a 3-week holiday. But immigration would like to conduct an interview to check out her story.
Have a seat, please.
After so many hours, I don't want to sit. It's better for me to stand up.
No
Immigration wants to check if she is planning to abide by her tourist visa conditions.
I have no secrets.
No problems. Did you contact any persons in Australia before coming here?
Darius, he lives in Melbourne.
Have you spoken to Darius?
I just say hello and that's all.
Do you have any friends or acquaintances who are going to join you on your trip to Australia?
Yeah, Karen.
So you will be spending most of your time with Karen?
All of my time.
Do you have any contact details for Karen?
Yeah, I have a phone.
Is it saved under the name Karen?
No, it's Ali. We call it Ali.
So if we contact Karen, do you think she'll be able to confirm the kind of plans you have for this holiday?
Yes, of course.
A quick phone call to her friend Karen should verify her story and help confirm that she is telling the truth.
Good morning. May I speak with Karen, please? Karen? Yes.
There is no woman called Karen, but there is someone called Ali.
Okay, Ali. Okay.
And the passenger seems to have kept an important detail to herself.
Okay, I'll just need to call you back in a minute. I'll just call you back in a minute. One moment, please. Okay, we've got a bit of a problem here because she said that Karen is the same as Ali. Ali is a guy.
International passengers arrive at any of Australia's major ports, they pass through a gauntlet of signs that clearly indicate that all food and plant material must be declared.
This is yours, yeah? This bag is yours.
Officers have taken aside 2 women who have arrived from China. This lady will be inspected first, and it's discovered that she has not declared anything.
This bag here, there's a large saucepan. Underneath, there's very light shadowing of organic material, which is concerned because that could be a concealment. Also, we're having a look at this mass here and just up here in this corner as well. So we're just going to have a closer look at that bag.
The woman has filled out a passenger card in her own language and ticked that she has no food or plant material.
I found various items, as you can see, fresh apples, a mandarin and a meat product, which is probably made out of pork or beef. It's in Chinese, I can't understand that. But it's an animal product and it's a prohibited item.
Now she could be facing a considerable fine, and her friend may have just realised that it's her turn next.
Come back here. Just ignore me. Where she go? Ma'am, hello? Come back here. Come back, bring your trolley. Bring your trolley. Bring your trolley back. Bring your trolley. Are you travelling together?
It appears she's determined to make it out the exit to avoid a bag search.
Back here.
again. Have you been in contact with any narcotics recently?
100% no.
This passenger can't explain why Customs and Border Protection would receive a positive reading for methamphetamines from his belongings.
His story has been quite consistent. However, there's areas where he was a bit vague, so we'll just be questioning further until we get answers that we're happy with.
How long have you had this bag for?
3 years.
3 years. And you're the only person that's
I'm the only
been in
person.
contact with it.
That's
So
right.
how can you explain to me these readings?
There is nothing in there. You can rip it off.
The concern for officers is that his bag appears to have been tampered with. So an X-ray will be conducted to check for concealments.
Fairly consistent. Looks like it's got a little bit of a thickness in the base. Could be something there.
When was the last time you were here?
It was last year. I don't remember. I told her. I think it was September, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
But
His vague answers concern officers, so his previous travel movements are checked out, and they are surprised to find that in the last year, the man has actually visited Australia 4 times.
You're happy with him?
No, not really.
No. He can't really explain his travel to me. Like, his frequent travel, he can't remember like how many times he travels.
I don't like the high readings in the bag.
Unusual travel movements, drug trace readings, and the suspicion that his bag has been tampered with give a strong indication that there may be a concealment. Immigration has just discovered that the female friend that this woman plans to travel with around Australia is actually a man.
So, how long have you known Karen for?
More than a year.
Before he reveals what he knows about Karen, Officer Munir wants to find out more details of a man she has listed as her local contact, named Darius.
Do we have your permission to contact Darius?
He's not my friend, so I don't think that it's necessary.
Okay, so that's a no?
He's not my friend, no.
Immigration officers don't actually need the passenger's permission to make the call, but it does seem suspicious that she has stopped cooperating. The next approach is to establish that she has sufficient funds to support her stay. She claims to have the equivalent of 30,000 Australian dollars in her bank account.
Are those amounts of money accessible to you from Australia? Do you have access to those bank accounts?
Yeah, I can, reach my money by internet. I can transfer from my bank account to my credit card. I can do.
Are you able to show us the account balances online?
Not now, I don't have the codes now, no.
There now must be a reason why she is being so evasive.
You're travelling together. Come back here. Come back, come back, come back. No, come back here. Here we go.
While Biosecurity Officer Susan is dealing with a runaway passenger, Officer Andrea continues to search her friend's bags and finds more prohibited items.
Monkey head mushroom, which is a prohibited item. The fungal in it, could be airborne, and it's called monkey head mushroom, and it's a mushroom that isn't allowed to come into the country. Oh, here we go. These are Chinese dates, and if they've got a seed in them, they're prohibited. So, male. Male. Do you have any more food here? Food. Yum. According to their incoming passenger card, they're here for over a year. I'm just going to check the passport to see if they've travelled here before, and I'll discuss it with my officer and see if we're going to issue a fine or just a warning at this stage.
The large amount of prohibited, undeclared food could result in a hefty fine. This US citizen is maintaining that he has nothing to do with the importation of narcotics.
I'm freaking out right now because you got the positive things, but there is nothing in there for sure, 100%.
But another swab test of his bag has given a similar result as before.
We've conducted an iron scan on the bag and it's come up positive, quite a high reading for methamphetamine. We will be conducting a frisk search as a result of that to assess whether he is actually carrying something on his body.
Because an X-ray of his bag shows strong evidence of a concealment and there are signs of tampering under the lining, his bag is taken to the tool room.
It was a fairly consistent material across the base. That could just be a piece of wood, or it could be something else, you know. We don't know.
So the officers have no choice but to drill into the bag. The frisk search is negative, but if he is to be given the all clear, this depends on results of the test of material extracted from his bag lining.
Okay.
Nobody put anything in the bag.
Nobody like who?
Nobody that you know of could have tampered with your bag?
I know.
Immigration suspects this Lithuanian woman is not here as a tourist and may be planning to work.
Yes, I just need to point out that establishing whether you have funds or not, whether you have enough money today, would be in your best interest.
She does claim to have about 30,000 Australian dollars in an account, but is refusing to prove it.
I'm just asking you one last time. Are you able to show any other sources of funding?
It's not so easy. It's not so easy now. I need time to do it.
Officer Munir now wants to confront her about her friend Karen, who she says is also known as Ali. But when this person was contacted, there was an unexpected surprise.
Okay, well, I just called this number and the Ali who answered the phone is actually a male, not a female. Same person.
I don't know who answered the phone. Maybe it could be her boyfriend or no, who she is now.
So, do you have a phone number for Karen?
It's the phone number she gave me.
And why is it saved under a different person name?
Because I said her friends call Ali.
So, who is Ali?
I said it. It's Karen. All friends call her Ali.
Okay,
But she's known as Ali. I call her Ali.
The problem I have here is the person who's answering the phone is also called Ali, and it's actually a male, not a female. So, and you
it's
did.
Boyfriend.
I'm asking you, is Ali Karen's boyfriend?
I don't know. I don't know who answered the phone. I don't know.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Because I didn't hear it.
Very strong smelling.
Yes.
Biosecurity officers have completed bag searches of both these women arriving from China. While this woman has declared her food, her friend has been found to be carrying high-risk products without any declaration.
She's travelled here before?
Yep.
And was this all in one passenger?
For her.
Okay. And all this.
The other one was okay. So the dates
Yeah.
and the monkey head.
2 apples, mandarin.
All the items are high risk and should have been declared.
We just can't afford to take those risks with the items that she's brought in. The card was filled in her own language. The officer had asked her all the questions, so she had plenty of chance to say that she had food. When I was doing the examination, with the second bag, I actually asked her if she had any other food, and she said mayo, which means no. So, to my understanding, she understands what we're saying to her today. And we've decided to issue her with an infringement notice today of $340.
Renata has given immigration the number she says belongs to a woman known as both Karen and Ali. But this is causing some confusion because a man called Ali is answering, and Renata will not identify who he is.
I just need to confirm, do you know a person by the name Renata? Which country? Lithuanian. Okay, do you know a person by the name Karen?
Once again, this seems like another dead end.
Okay, bye. I spoke to this person, his name is Ali, and he said he does not know a person by the name of Karen, and he does not know a person by the name of Renata either. So there seems to be a bit of a discrepancy between the two sides of the story.
The only other person who could verify her story is a man called Darius, but Renata has refused to give permission to contact him.
At this stage, I'll be looking into asking her to confirm if there's any... yeah, that's her phone, I guess. Okay, so we now have a twist to the story. Darius is actually calling.
The bag belonging to this man from the USA has been drilled and tested to see if it has a concealment under the lining.
That came out of the drilled section where we just drilled into the bag. It's still coming back for traces of cocaine and methamphetamines. So what we'll do now, we'll see if we can find any powder in there, possibly.
Or you can slice it open, or?
We'll cut that open and there doesn't seem to be any powder in there. So, yeah, there's no powder in there. Yeah, we've gone through it now. We've drilled the top piece and we've also pulled out the sticker tape section there as well. There doesn't seem to be anything inside, so I probably wouldn't worry about it too much, but there is definitely readings coming off it, which is a bit of a concern.
Correct, so we've got really high ratings, so it means that there must have been something there before.
Yeah.
So it's not being used on this trip, so we can't really do anything with it now. So he'll be on his way.
It's actually come back negative, so there's nothing of interest in the bag. So he can't explain why the bag has come up positive for the iron scan reading of methamphetamine. You can pack everything back in there now.
So it's good now?
It's good now. So didn't find anything in there, so you've got nothing to worry about there. So we're satisfied that the passenger is not concealing anything within his bag today, and he's not carrying anything on his person. So he'll be now free to go. Thanks for your patience. Exit's just there. Thank you.
But in a dramatic turn of events, he was later arrested by the Australian Federal Police in an operation targeting a suspected drug syndicate. He was involved in the importation of 8 kilograms of methamphetamine in a shipment of paint with a street value of $8 million. He is now serving 8 years in prison. A mystery man called Darius has begun calling the phone of a Lithuanian woman, and now Immigration Officer Mania is calling him back to see if he can verify that she is only here as a tourist.
So how many times did she actually speak to you, sir? 3 times?
But at the same time, Supervising Officer Krish has conducted an additional investigation and made a significant discovery.
So the phone number that Mani obtained for Darius, I actually Googled that phone number and I came across a Lithuanian ad site which basically is telling people about proposed work in sunny Australia, requiring people to work in a Melbourne massage parlour. Now also there's an email that's linked to that ad. Now when we Google the email, the website for a glamour escort service comes up. So, you know, when you put 2 and 2 together, you can sort of assume what she's here for.
And there are some other compelling facts that indicate she is not here as a tourist.
She did actually state that they have spoken a few times. She did mention during interview that she's only contacted him once.
The findings are put to Renata.
Basically, you said to me on interview on record that you've only you only spoke to Darius once. He did say that you spoke a few times. You also said that the contact was made through a friend.
Yeah.
He said that you called him directly, and you did not say that to me. So the other thing that I would like you to do is we managed to locate this ad on the internet, and I would like you to, if you could translate it to us in English.
Offered a job in sunny Australia. They need girls who who would like to work and earn money, to do massage.
Okay. The thing is, this ad was posted by Darius. Do you have any comment on that?
No.
After a long and arduous interview, immigration now has more than enough reason to send her back to Lithuania.
I am satisfied that there are grounds for visa cancellation because I am satisfied a ground exists. Your visa has been cancelled as you're no longer the holder of a visa. You have been refused immigration clearance and will be removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen. We just made the decision to cancel the client's visa. This was based on the fact that she was not able to provide any evidence of funds to support her stay in Australia. And she was also unable to provide details of her holiday plans. And this was the basis of the decision. At this point, we're just waiting confirmation from the airlines in relation to when she'll be returning to her home country.
Today in Melbourne, this Canadian has been directed by officers to join the queue for a bag search and further questioning. But strangely, he attempts to dodge the line and leave before an officer notices what he is trying to do.
That's right, keep coming down this way.
At the moment, we've got a guy who's just arrived into the airport and he's come from Canada. He's a Canadian. He's come through Shanghai, I believe. At the moment, Lauren's taking him to the bench and is going to start going through his baggage and seeing if she can find anything that's prohibited.
So you have nothing to declare? So all of these answers are all no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are these your bags? All of these yours? And did you pack them?
Yes, I packed that one, yes.
You packed which one? That's all right, you can just leave them there. Did you pack all of these?
No, I didn't pack this one.
You haven't packed the purple one?
No.
Okay. So is everything in there belong to you?
Yes.
So who packed this one? That's all right, I don't need you to pull it up. I just need to... Who packed this one for you?
A friend of mine did.
Okay, so everything in there belongs to you?
Yes.
Yep, okay.
It's always suspicious when anyone claims that someone else has packed their bag. Officer Lauren decides to question him to see if his travel plans are legitimate.
No worries. Have you been to Australia before?
Never.
No? Do you know anyone here in Australia?
No, I'm just here on holidays.
Yeah?
Just by myself to enjoy it.
Very good.
I came down, it was for my birthday originally, for holidays.
Came down for your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So what made you choose Australia?
Why not?
Yeah?
Just the beauty of it.
So what have you got planned to do while you're here?
Relax.
Yeah. Any plans to do anything, say anything?
Maybe do some sightseeing. I've
Yeah.
never been down here, so...
So what do you want to see while you're here? What do you know about Australia that you want to do here?
Don't know really much about Australia. I just heard so much about it. I like to, see art galleries, possibly.
Yeah?
The man seems to be very nervous, and his extremely vague answers have not helped to allay suspicions.
What do you do for work?
I'm a truck driver.
And have you got family back in Canada?
Yes, my spouse.
Okay, so how come your spouse didn't come with you?
She had to work.
All right. Just get you to pop their bag up here for me, please. Thank you. Okay, could you open this one for me, please?
I actually don't know the combination. I can't remember it.
It's very unusual to not know the combination of the bag that he claims his friend packed.
So is this your bag?
Yeah, the bag's mine, yes.
Okay, but your friend packed it for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Sydney Immigration has pulled aside an elderly Indonesian because of his frequent trips to and from Australia. In the past year alone, he's spent a total of 200 days here on separate tourist visas, and there are some concerns about that pattern and whether he is a genuine visitor.
The last few entries that he's made into Australia has indicated a stay of 10 days on each visit, but he's ended up staying 3 months. Today's also indicated a stay of 10 days, but yet he's got a return ticket in 3 months.
Officer Jenny needs to determine what his true intentions are.
Now, the purpose of your trip today, why have you come to Australia?
Saya suka datang sini untuk main gambling di
Australia. I come here for sightseeing purposes and also to gamble in stock gambling.
So on this visit, your visit is primarily just for gambling. Is there any other purpose why you have come to Australia?
Yes, just for gambling.
Okay, to gamble. How do you get money?
I pay and sell the car.
Cars?
Car.
Like driving cars? Have you held any other type of work? Any other jobs that you've done? No?
This appears to contradict information he has previously supplied to immigration to gain entry on a recent tourist visa.
So, in one of your applications, when you've applied for your visa, it tells me that you were a director of a toy shop in Indonesia. And we located a business card in your baggage search. This is your business card here? Yeah. And this tells me that you're part of some other companies, Smart Card and Security Printing. Do you receive a wage or any income from this company?
No.
You don't work for this company?
Even though it is hard to tell exactly what the man does for a living, it's becoming clear that he may be attempting to deceive immigration.
Okay, could you open this one for me, please?
I don't know the combination. I can't remember it. I can't remember the combination.
So is this your bag?
Yeah, the bag's mine, yes.
Okay, but your friend packed it for you?
Yes.
Okay. Why did your friend pack it for you?
Because I asked him to.
Okay. So what do you know about Australia that made you choose here?
The beauty of it.
Yeah, anything in particular?
Just the overall beauty. Just, I've seen it on TV and
Yeah? So what do you want to see?
I love art.
You love art?
I love art.
So where will you go and see art?
Wherever there's an art gallery, we'll enjoy it.
All right, I'll just get you to open that for me.
Oh, I grew up around art galleries.
Ah, right. Have you booked your hotel?
Yes.
Yeah? Whereabouts are you staying?
Carlton.
How many nights are you staying there for?
So far, 1 night.
Okay.
But it's up to just if I decide to stay at Carlton,
Right.
I was given 1 night free as a birthday gift.
So who gave you the gift to stay there for the night?
My friend.
Which friend was it?
Philip.
Philip?
Yeah.
Yeah. And has he been to Australia?
I have no clue.
Okay. And how do you know Philip?
I've known him for quite a while. We met over the internet.
Okay, so where does Philip live?
Guyana.
Sorry?
Guyana?
Whereabouts is that? Which country?
Guyana, I don't know. I've never been to Guyana.
Diana, did you say?
Guyana.
Right.
I think it's out in South Africa or something like that.
Right.
I've never been there myself. I don't know.
Guyana is actually at the top of South America, and he clearly doesn't have any knowledge of Australia either. And it's highly suspicious as to why this mysterious person called Philip has paid for the man to stay in Melbourne.
No, the story doesn't add up. It's normal. If you're coming on a holiday, you normally buy your own ticket, you book your accommodation, you have plans. He doesn't really have many plans. He's going to a hotel, he's going to bring a friend. It's just all adding up to something that he shouldn't be doing.
At Sydney's mail centre, biosecurity officers have spotted a package with unusual-looking contents which has been sent from Belarus in Eastern Europe.
I think we've got something here.
The declaration is in Russian, so officers have no idea what may be inside.
Set of fake ears by the look of it, a heap of pins. That's a good view there, mate. Keep it on there. I can see some sort of teeth there, but there's definitely a fur or a skin. I can see some claws. So we want to make sure that that one is free from biosecurity risk. There you go, mate.
The box will be opened by Australia Post so that it can undergo a secondary inspection. Biosecurity officers need to determine exactly what creature is inside and that it does not carry any diseases.
All right, Graham, what have we got here? Declaration is in Russian, it appears. I reckon we have a look inside. What do we have here? Oh, look at that.
436 A380 parking on base 61.
This Indonesian man claims he has spent 200 days in the past 12 months on multiple tourist visas gambling at a Sydney casino. But immigration now suspect he's provided false employment details to gain entry into the country.
You don't work for this company.
His current visa application has just been retrieved from the Australian Embassy in Indonesia, which lists an entirely different company as his current employer, which he has failed to mention.
Now, supposedly he is working for this company and his employer has guaranteed not only that he is an employer who will return to that company, but also that his expenses here in Australia will be covered by the employer.
Immigration is also concerned that the signature on his passenger card does not match the one on the original visa application. With this new evidence, Officer Jenny will now confront the passenger.
This letter was submitted with your application to support your visa. Have you ever seen this letter before? Did you ever see this letter before? No? No? So you've never worked for this company?
No.
No. So really, this is false information on your application. You say you work there, but you've never worked there. No? Another thing that is a little bit of concern to me is I notice how you sign your card today. This is your signature? Yeah. You filled your card in? Okay. On the application, it's very different. So this is not your signature from what you're aware of? You don't remember signing the form?
A Canadian truck driver has arrived in Melbourne, and there is a long list of details indicating that he is not here to be a tourist.
Yeah, look, it's all adding up. His behaviour around the carousel, the way he picked up his bags, the fact that he tried to jump the queue into a quarantine queue, just the questions that he was asked, the way he answered them, and he started shaking a little bit. It's just all adding up to something that he shouldn't be doing.
After the padlock is cut from his bag, Officer Lauren continues to question him about his claims that a man from Guyana called Philip has paid for him to stay in Melbourne as a birthday present.
Okay, so how long have you been friends with Philip for?
About a year.
About a year. So how did it come about that he paid for you to have a hotel here?
Just turned around and I've always, every time he's called me up on the internet, talked to him on the internet, he's asked me for advice.
Advice on what?
Well, I'm a truck driver.
Right.
So I've imported and exported stuff.
Right.
So
from where?
From Canada.
Right.
So we would export it worldwide.
Right.
Right. So that's one of the jobs I did. I exported products worldwide.
So what was he asking your advice for?
Shipping, whether it would be food or toys or whatever. What is what would be the best way to ship it and everything else, and that's what I would do.
Right. Okay.
Give him that advice.
So how often do you talk to him?
Sometimes we talk on the internet. Sometimes we'll talk once a week. Sometimes we'll talk every day.
Right. Does he pay you for your giving him advice?
No.
No?
I don't charge him.
Right.
I don't believe in charging friends. Friends are friends.
So how did it come about that he paid for your hotel?
Well, I told him, I said, eventually I'd like to go to Australia. He said, well, your birthday's coming up. How would you like to go for your birthday since you did all this work for me?
His story seems completely implausible. And yet another strange fact is that the bag only contains brand new items that include pairs of female jeans.
Do you do work for anybody else?
Whoever calls me.
But just before Officer Lauren sends the now empty bag for an X-ray, she notices that it has a false bottom, and it seems to be way heavier than it should be.
We've got something here.
All right, let's go.
All right, what do we have here?
At the mail centre, biosecurity officers are inspecting a package sent from Belarus in Eastern Europe after X-rays showed it may contain some kind of animal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. feline. Definitely a cat, mate. Lift her out.
The animal needs to be inspected for any possible biosecurity risks.
It's a big cat, very big cat. So we're going to check under the claws here for any dirt or any seed material. It's very, very clean. We're looking for any attached meat from the cat itself. This is very clean, very, very good job. I'll have a quick look at the head, mate. Same in here. This was all plastic in here, actually. So they've removed the skull, the whole skull, and just put the skin over the top. Very well taxidermied. I can't see any biosecurity risk associated with this, mate.
That may be the case, but the species of this large cat may be another issue.
The black tufts on the ears are giving this creature away, mate, and down here in the black tail, I'm going to say that is going to be a lynx, okay? Most cats are endangered, so this could potentially be a CITES issue with this cat, so we're going to have to refer it to customs.
CITES is an international agreement between governments to monitor the global trade of endangered animals.
Customs will take over from there and they can research the CITES database to make sure that this is not a protected species. Hand this over to customs.
Immigration has just determined that fraudulent information has been supplied for this Indonesian's visa application.
So this is not your signature from what you're aware of? No?
Now it is suspected that someone else is assisting him to gain entry illegally.
Who actually prepared your visa application? Did someone do your application or did you submit your application? Someone did it for you. Did you pay them to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you used this person before for your visa, or is this the first time you've used them?
Before.
You used them before as well? Do you know the name of this person? No. How do you know them?
My friend take money from me and then he
He'll.
gives to
Okay.
the people.
Did you fill the application in, or did he fill the application?
With these admissions, it's clear that various details on his visa application are false. Officer Jenny discusses the outcome with her supervisor, Emma.
He's given no reason as to why incorrect information was provided to the embassy.
No.
It's now a straightforward decision for immigration.
It would seem to me that he's provided incorrect information, or a friend has provided incorrect information on his behalf to obtain the visa. So, because he probably wouldn't have got that visa granted to him on his own volition or on his own merits.
I have therefore decided to cancel the visa holder's visa. Now, as you are no longer the holder of a visa, you have been refused immigration clearance and you will be removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen. So you understand?
He will now be sent on the next flight home to Indonesia.
He's had a pretty good run. He's been here nearly 12 months. Time's caught up with him, I think, this time round. And I suppose the message is, you know, if you're providing fraudulent information on your application, you get caught out.
It's definitely in the bottom of the suitcase because I've emptied it and there's a false bottom that's stuck.
In Melbourne, Customs and Border Protection are confident they have stopped a Canadian man from smuggling something illegal into the country, as Officer Lauren has located a false bottom inside his bag.
Can I get someone to iron scan an x-ray, please?
A swab will help to indicate if there is an illicit substance concealed inside.
Called an iron scan test. So basically it detects any particles of narcotics in the lining of the suitcase. So, as you can see from the machine here, it's given us quite a strong reading for methamphetamine. Based on this test, it is highly likely that there's narcotics on the person or in the bag.
And that is more than enough to take this to the next level.
Okay, at this stage, I believe that you may be carrying a prohibited import today.
Okay.
So I need to issue you with caution on rights.
Okay.
Okay. So at this stage, you do not have to say or do anything, but anything you do say or do can be used in evidence.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, can you explain to me what I just said?
Basically, if whatever is in there, if it's against the law, I'm in trouble.
You may communicate or attempt to communicate with a friend or relative to inform that person of your whereabouts. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And do you wish to do so?
I'm not sure at this exact point because I don't know what's going on. I just know that I was bringing this.
Okay.
In Melbourne, a Canadian is having his rights read to him after his empty bag that seems to have a false bottom and is unusually heavy gave a strong test result that indicated the presence of methamphetamine or ice.
And you may communicate or wish to communicate with a legal practitioner. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And do you wish to do so?
From this feeling, I think I might have to.
Okay, we'll organise that for you.
And it all comes down to the X-ray to see if there is something hidden inside.
So as you can see here on the picture, we do have a couple of inconsistencies, a couple of dark spots down there. If the suitcase was empty, you'd expect that to be similar colour to that. Kind of pale and white, but there are a few inconsistencies showing in the lining of the bag, so.
What I'm just going to explain to you is that what we're going to do is we're going to be moving the examination into an interview room, and we'll be continuing and completing the examination under audio and video. Okay?
Officers are so confident that there is meth hidden in the bag, they decide to preserve the evidence and not drill or pull the bag apart to locate it. In the room, the man changes his mind to get a lawyer. So Customs and Border Protection can continue the process and hand him over to the Australian Federal Police, who will investigate the importation further and try to find out who his friend Philip is and track down anyone else involved within Australia. International travellers who enter Australia are expected to be of good character, and anyone who has been sentenced to jail for more than 12 months needs to have their visa reviewed by immigration.
Well, an American national landed this morning and information has come to the department's attention that the passenger may have criminal convictions.
Officer Ron will formally interview the man to see if he will be allowed to enter the country.
What we will consider is the conviction itself, how long ago he was convicted for that crime, how old the passenger was at the time of the conviction, and of course if there's been any subsequent convictions since. Are you willing to participate in an interview with immigration to determine your eligibility for immigration clearance?
Most definitely, yes.
Okay, on your declaration sheet, you indicated that you were charged with
intent to distribute a controlled substance.
And your sentence imposed was
a 6-year indeterminate sentence, of which I spent 3 years in prison.
Okay. So are you travelling with any other person?
My wife. She's a wreck now out there.
Why have you come to Australia?
I've come to Australia for a holiday.
Holiday, yeah. What do you intend doing in Australia? What plans do you have?
I brought along camping gear, and we were going to camp and hike and then stay in hotels and travel around the country.
He may have firm travel plans and several hotel bookings, but Officer Ron still needs more details about his crime and why he was sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Can you just elaborate on that? What did you do to actually be charged with that?
I was raised in the housing projects in Seattle, Washington, and I got involved with drugs and alcohol at a very young age, maybe 12 or 13. By the time I was 16 or 17, I was selling small amounts of marijuana and other drugs, it was just plain greed. Someone offered me money to be a mule to take drugs across the Mexican border. I took them across and I got caught. I went to prison for it.
He may have done his time for international drug smuggling, but as it's a very serious crime, it could stop him from entering the country. Passengers from foreign countries often travel with products that are a part of their culture, in the belief that some goods will not be available in Australia.
This must be declared. It's part of a plant.
Biosecurity officers are finding high-risk, undeclared items in the bags of this family who have just arrived from the Middle East.
These are fresh dates, so these also are a prohibited entry.
It is very summer vegetables in our country, you know, dates. And you mean it should be examined before I can
it needs to be in a package that tells us that these are dates and whether it's been cooked or what treatment it's had
I am a
in
doctor,
your country.
you know?
Yeah.
I am a GB.
Yes, so you understand, yes.
Along with the dates, the family also has a bunch of fresh herbs.
It smells very minty.
This is putting with the tea, just to give it a good smell. And it is original, just in the refrigerator to be kept.
That's right, they're fresh.
You will take it, you mean?
Yeah, unfortunately
you will take this also?
Yes, we have to, fresh plant material.
I will come to drink tea with you here every day.
Do you have any other food in here, sir?
What?
Any other food?
No.
No more
that's
food.
it.
What's this one? What have we got in here?
And officers now find something they have never seen before. Customs and Border Protection have pulled aside a woman returning from Vietnam for a bag search and to question her about her unusual travel movements through Asia.
How long did you stay in Hong Kong for? Look, one of the unusual factors is that she's on a Cathay Pacific flight coming from Hong Kong. However, prior to that, she was in Vietnam. But we're looking at Vietnam, it's a high-risk country. A lot of narcotics do come out of Vietnam. We just want to confirm a few things in her bag, just to be sure there's nothing in there that shouldn't be in there. Every time you've travelled to Vietnam, have you paid for your own airfare to go there?
Sometimes my mom help me.
Yeah?
There's not enough money.
Okay.
As Officer Bill continues questioning the passenger on her travel arrangements, things are not adding up.
And your previous holiday to Vietnam, how long ago was that again? 6 months ago you went to Vietnam?
Yeah, 7 months.
7 months ago? How can you afford to take these trips to Vietnam?
He is concerned about a number of herbal products that the passenger has in her luggage.
Just confirming that Korean ginseng, that is for your mother and father here in Australia, for them? For their health?
Yeah, that's all for the health.
Yeah. Part of the passenger's possessions were we located some food items and also some other like herbal medicines and capsules. So we're just examining the rest of the health products at the moment, just to see if anything's in there that may be concealed.
And straight away, Officer Clay finds some inconsistencies.
It's come from the passenger. It says it contains ginseng. We believe it possibly won't. The weight on there says 600 grams. But when we weigh it, it says 820 grams. So that for us is an indicator that perhaps it's not a commercial packaged good and there's actually might be more to it than meets the eye.
The package will need to be opened to make sure it only contains capsules of ginseng.
Is there everything trouble with me?
And she could be in serious trouble as a suspicious white powder has just been discovered. In biosecurity, officers are trying to identify a mysterious substance which they have found in a passenger's bag.
Now, what is it made from?
It is made of...
chili?
Yes.
It smells like raspberries or cranberries. It's got a fruity smell.
Yes,
the texture of
fruit,
the stickiness of a fruit.
Yeah. This is for Habli Babli. You know Habli Babli?
Yeah.
This is for it.
Well, basically, we don't know what's in it. He said it's through his hubbly bubbly pipe, which could be a sort of, must be a tobacco, and they have fruit in that, but it's not commercially made. We can't tell what's in it. We can't tell what the ingredients are.
I don't know. It is it is not allowed here in your country. Huh? It's allowed or not?
No, it's not allowed. No.
Why?
No. It's not commercially prepared. We don't know what's in it.
Oh, no.
Like cigarette.
It's not a matter of discussions.
Change.
It's a plant material. It's a plant material. It cannot come in.
Passenger is a doctor and seems to be able to live without his tea and dates, but when it comes to losing his tobacco, biosecurity officers are in for a
But
fight.
it is not for you. It is for us.
Unfortunately, it's still a plant material and it cannot come in. It's a prohibited product.
If there is any pay, I should pay for it. It is for me only. It's not for other people.
It can have diseases in it.
Our disease, I am a doctor, I know what is the disease, like smoke.
Well, we don't want to bring them into Australia.
Is there any reason why you didn't declare any of these items on your card?
I didn't understand exactly what they mean by this.
Well, when the officer asked you, you said you understood the questions.
In immigration, an American has just admitted to serving 3 years in jail for attempting to smuggle drugs across the Mexican border into the United States.
And it didn't stop there. After I got out of prison, I still was involved with lots of drugs and alcohol, and it was probably not until about 82, 83 that I finally had it, and my life was falling apart, and I ended up in a rehabilitation center, and I spent a year in drug and alcohol rehab, and came out of that. I went back to school and got 2 master's degrees, and haven't looked back since.
What is your occupation?
I'm a professor of mathematics. It's just, I'm not a bad person. I've had to walk on eggshells because of my profession. So believe me when I tell you I don't have a parking ticket. Because right now I'm a nervous wreck. We had planned this for 25 years. This could ruin our whole holiday, and I apologize.
Everything trouble with me?
Customs and Border Protection officers have discovered a suspicious white powder in a box of herbal medicine.
So this has been in a package as ginseng, but upon opening it, it appears that it's more than likely not a ginseng.
Officer Clay suspects the substance may be pseudoephedrine, which is used to manufacture methamphetamine or ice.
I'm just going to test it on the nick test. Should change to purple when we hit the second vial.
Has anyone in Vietnam told you to bring back anything that is illegal to bring back into Australia? No?
In spite of all the questions, the passenger still appears to be keeping her cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, just checking. She's not expressing too many indicators, as in her body behaviour, being too nervous. All we can really do is just go with the testing process, have to see what the outcome is there and what the final result will be.
See, there's a change of purple, so it's presumptively identified as ephedrine.
A second test also comes back positive.
So now we have 2 technologies that have identified ephedrine, so at this stage pretty conclusive that that's what the substance is. Ephedrine is generally a precursor to make MDMA, ice, that sort of stuff. This is basically ephedrine in its purest form, so at this stage, yeah, probably not very good for her.
I need to caution you right now at this moment that anything you do say or do may be used in evidence against you.
Immigration has just discovered that this American, who plans to travel around Australia with his wife, has previously been jailed for international drug smuggling.
He was sentenced to 6 years in jail, of which he served 3 years. What he initially got caught for was he was used as a drug mule to import drugs across the Mexican border. But he said even after he was caught and convicted, he still continued in that in that vein, and it wasn't until 1982 where he finally come to the realisation what he was doing wasn't a very good lifestyle.
Even though he has turned his life around and is now a mathematics professor and drug and alcohol counsellor, officers still want to be sure that he is no longer involved with illegal drugs.
It's probably wise that we at least refer it to customs to see if they can take a swab of the baggage to see if there's any drugs, any residue, anything that might indicate that he could be doing the same thing.
Hello. Is that your wallet? Yes. Oh, okay. Okay, won't be long, okay? I'll be back shortly.
A positive result could put an end to his Australian adventure, which he and his wife have been planning for 25 years.
Right now it's just, I guess, just the roll of the dice to see what they think. I don't feel well about it at all. I don't want to go out and tell my wife we have to find a plane ticket to fly home. I just don't want to do that.
All this cannot be...
A passenger and his young family on holiday from the Middle East have had a bag search which has yielded some fresh dates and mint. But now, officers are trying to convince him that his tobacco is also prohibited.
We come here to relax and to get our food in other countries.
But you've got to follow our laws.
But now you are, huh?
You've got to follow our laws.
We are very welcome to follow your rules.
Well,
but also you should give us some rules for ourselves.
Well, we have given you rules. There's signs all up,
like
down,
what we are going to live, not what you are want to live.
Yeah.
This is our life and we want to live it.
Yeah, but you've come to our country, you must follow our laws. And our law is you can't bring fresh food or fresh plants in.
We are following. This is only for our use, yeah, nothing more.
Doesn't matter whose use it's for, you can't have it. And you've filled the form in incorrectly.
The biosecurity officers now need to determine if the passenger has intentionally tried to bring through a prohibited product. And if so, he will be facing a fine.
Have you been to Australia before?
No, this is the first time.
Your very first trip?
Yeah, today, we're not going to impose the fine upon you today for the fresh produce.
Yeah? This is very appreciating from me too.
And we'll issue you with this formal warning that you have been given a warning, and we understand that this is your first trip, and we hope that you enjoy
very much.
We hope you enjoy your stay. All right.
The passenger has escaped without a fine, but continues to fight for a small sample of his beloved tobacco.
Give me some only.
No, we cannot do that. Leave it at that.
I will leave all this, only this.
Don't push it.
Not say any more because
you're very lucky you didn't get fined, okay? So,
He has certainly pushed his luck, but thinks it may be worth trying one more time.
My mood will be changed from today.
Okay.
A little bit only.
Next time.
To change.
Did you learn from
I am learned. I learned, but give me a little for today only.
You haven't learned. You haven't learned.
At
No,
all?
you can't. No.
You know,
one little thing could cause disease. No.
Some herbal products found in the bag of a Vietnamese Australian have come back positive for a precursor to methamphetamine.
As you can see, there's a change of purple, so it's presumptively identified as ephedrine.
I need to caution you right now at this moment that anything you do say or do may be used in evidence against you. Do you understand that?
Just to let you know that we've found some things in the items that you brought into Australia today. So anything you do tell us now may be used as evidence, so we're cautioning you. Do you understand? Yeah.
Officers believe there is approximately 5 kilograms of pseudoephedrine hidden in these products.
Passengers you got from Vietnam. So did you buy them yourself?
Yeah, I
you
go
bought
with
them?
my friend and my sister. Go and buy.
You went into the shop to buy on your own? Yeah.
It seems unlikely that the passenger could have bought 5 kilograms of ephedrine from a shop without knowing, and officers are concerned that she may be concealing even more illicit substances.
You didn't take anything before you got on the plane, like tablets or no, swallow anything, no?
But there's one more place officers need to look. The result of a drug swab by Customs and Border Protection could sway the decision of immigration officers of whether to allow this American with criminal convictions in for a 3-month holiday with his wife.
Yep, that's good. It's a negative, so that's what we want to see.
It's now clear that he has turned his back on his former criminal life and has become a model citizen, and immigration has reached a decision.
We're going to allow you entry into Australia today.
You handled it on the facts rather than a knee-jerk reaction, and I very much appreciate that.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so interview completed.
It wasn't painless, but it wasn't painful.
Once all the official paperwork has been completed, Chuck is able to meet up with his relieved wife. And they can now fulfill their Australian dream that has been 25 years in the making.
Let's get out of here before they change their minds.
Customs and Border Protection are x-raying the bag of a woman travelling back from Vietnam. She's already been caught carrying a large quantity of a methamphetamine precursor, and officers are concerned there may be further concealments.
Just x-raying the bag, just to make sure there's nothing in the false bottom or anything like that. Mainly looking for inconsistencies in the bag. This here is some clothing left in the bag. If there was something on the false bottom, there would be a different colour, different shades of colour, so confident there's nothing in the bag, so.
Because they want us to take her into a room. Yeah?
The passenger's been cautioned, and we're just going to take her to the interview room where we will weigh the substances and await the investigations team who are going to come in and interview her.
It's never worth the risk to import any prohibited imports or narcotics into Australia.
Immigration compliance team in Adelaide is preparing for a pre-dawn operation at a suburban house. After receiving a credible tip-off from the public that there are a number of people there who are living and working in Australia illegally.
We expect to find 12 persons on the site. The visa status of all of them is unclear. We expect most of them not to be the holders of a visa.
It's crucial that the team use the element of surprise to avoid anyone escaping. They gather a short distance away.
Let's go, let's go.
And then quietly approach the house and set out a cordon.
Okay, lights on inside, guys.
A light on could mean someone is awake, and if they realise something is up, they could start a panic by alerting the rest of the house. So it's now important that the warrant is executed as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Morning, how you going? My name's Nick, I'm from Department of Immigration. I've got a search warrant for the premises. Okay, warrant executed, guys. Good morning, how you going? My name's Nick, I'm from Department of Immigration. We have a search warrant.
Officers move through the house and gather all the startled residents into a central room.
Hello.
So, Immigration Department?
That's all right, yeah. Do you want to put some pants on? You're okay?
That's all right, that's all right.
All right, no worries. I'll just get you to come through into the main area, is that okay? Yeah. No worries.
With possibly 12 or more people living in the house, the object now is to locate them all and make sure nobody tries to escape. In Brisbane, An Italian traveller has returned to Australia after a short trip to New Zealand, and immigration wants to interview him to make sure he'll abide by his visa conditions.
A passenger came to our attention because he had overstayed on his previous working holiday visa. So we were keen to talk to him and wanted to find out why he was returning.
First, Customs and Border Protection conduct a bag search and quickly discover something that could land him in a lot of trouble.
So what we've got here is a smoking implement minus the cone here. The cone is actually a screw that goes in there. From there, they put any drugs or anything there, and when they smoke it and inhale it, then the residue comes through here, and then you will get a residual left inside there, so you can actually see it inside the entrance there. But it gives us an indication that this gentleman has been using drugs.
He'll be subjected to a 100% bag search, and a swab test of the pipe may help to identify if the residue left inside is an illegal substance.
That swab was off his pipe and it's come back positive for ephedrine.
Ephedrine is used to manufacture amphetamines such as ice, and this result means he has some serious explaining to do. Passengers who fail to declare any prohibited items they are carrying could expose Australia's agriculture or environment to serious harm.
These are prohibited items.
To safeguard against this risk, biosecurity officers regularly x-ray luggage, looking for any undeclared organic material.
OK, we'll go and inspect the bag.
And when inconsistencies show up, passengers like this woman are pulled aside for a thorough bag search.
This passenger, she's a female passenger coming from Lebanon. She hasn't declared anything on the incoming passenger card. She has verbally said that she has got sweets. However, when we're looking at the images on the screen that have come through, they're inconsistent to what we would be identifying as sweets, and there is some other abnormalities throughout the bag, so we're just going to have a closer look in that bag.
Can I open this bag?
Sure.
The woman tells officers she forgot her glasses and could not read the declaration card, so she just ticked no to every question. But as soon as she opens her bag, there is a problem.
What's this? Oregano or za'atar?
Za'atar.
Za'atar, OK. Let's have a look here.
She has a number of large bags of undeclared Middle Eastern spices.
What's this one here?
That is sumac.
Sumac. OK. Now listen, let me tell you. This here, declaration, the Australian government, it's very important that you answer correctly.
You want to put on number 7, yes?
No, but you haven't done it. OK? I want to go through here and find out what else is in here, because you've got a lot. You've got more sumac.
Yeah.
What's in here? Sweets.
The sweets are commercially packaged and are allowed into the country. But these homemade foods and nuts are not.
Now, is that pine nuts?
Yeah.
The amount of food is mounting up, and yet another item is discovered at the bottom of her bag that should have been declared.
What's in there?
And this has the potential to carry diseases that could devastate Australia's livestock industry. An Italian backpacker has been stopped at Brisbane Airport and may have landed himself in trouble with both immigration and Customs and Border Protection.
That swab was off his pipe and it's come back positive for ephedrine.
The problem for immigration is that he overstayed his previous visa, but he claims he couldn't leave because he lost his passport.
You asked for a new passport?
No, I asked, yeah.
In Sydney?
Yeah,
right.
in the consulate.
In the consulate?
There's a chance that Bruno's visa may be cancelled and he'll be sent back home. But it's the traces of ephedrine, which is a precursor to methamphetamines, that needs to be dealt with first.
We've done a search, and what we've discovered is that he has a smoking implement, so that leads us to believe that he might be carrying something.
But the part that is used to burn substances is missing, and officers are concerned that he may have it hidden with a stash of drugs.
There should be a connection, a little pipe that goes on that. Hey, Bruno, where's the pipe that goes into that, mate?
This space,
Yeah.
I lost.
Where?
In hostel.
When was the last time you smoked?
Smoked this yesterday.
What did you smoke?
AK-47. It's like strange.
Meth?
Meth?
Methamphetamine? Ice?
No, it's like it's legal stuff in New Zealand. They sell this in the shop.
He's referring to a synthetic drug that he bought in New Zealand, which is illegal in Australia.
Is that chemically manufactured stuff?
Is from New Zealand?
Yeah, that's the offshoot stuff that they sell, which is banned here.
Yeah.
So that's what he's been smoking.
As the search continues, some proof is found that he has been telling the truth.
Oh. Yeah. What's this?
It's the label from the synthetic drug he smoked in New Zealand. And this could explain the ephedrine readings.
I don't know if it's ephedrine. I know it's like PB2012. Synthetic.
There is still a chance he has brought in the drug, and additional swab tests from his belongings are getting even stronger readings.
How you going there, sir? Can you have a seat, please?
In Adelaide, the Immigration Compliance Team is conducting a pre-dawn operation on a suburban house that has the potential of harbouring up to 12 Chinese non-citizens who may be working illegally in the building industry.
You understand what's in the search warrant there? Yep, no worries.
Officers are still located outside to make sure no one attempts to escape.
Just come through, mate.
As each person is woken or located, they are ushered into a central room.
Immigration.
Hello. How many people are living in the house, sir?
10 or 12.
10 or 12? Okay.
With so many people living under the one roof, bed space is scarce, so this man has been forced to sleep in a cupboard.
Okay, so we'll start doing some checks, okay? We'll start with you if that's okay. Can you get your photo identification? Do you have a passport or a driver's licence?
With valid identification, immigration can quickly determine if a person is here lawfully.
Thank you.
A few manage to produce some ID.
Anyone else? Anyone still to get ID?
But not everyone is being so cooperative.
What about this lady here? I don't think she's got her ID yet. She doesn't have any ID at all?
Which bedroom does she live in?
That's okay. We'll get her to point which bedroom she is. I'm sure we'll be able to find some identification. Just let her know that if she's not cooperating with us, it's not helping her, okay?
While a search for passports is conducted inside, outside there has been an unexpected development.
What we found, Nikki's done some searches of the property. Found a number of documents in the name of a man called Fu Chen. He was associated with a group of 8 unlawfuls that were located by fisheries. They were fishing for abalone illegally. 7 from the 8 were unlawful non-citizens. Fu Chen attended court for the first group of 3 that were detained, and he was behaving suspiciously, and our officers questioned him, and it appears that he has some role in organising them, and then now he's linked to this second group of Chinese that we've located.
There is a chance immigration might be on the trail of a major organiser of illegal workers in Australia, and he may be much closer than they realise. Biosecurity Officer Warwick has found a large amount of undeclared food and spices that this woman is bringing back from Lebanon.
What's in there?
But it is this high-risk item discovered in the bottom of her bag that poses the biggest risk.
What is it, though?
And I think butter.
This is butter from a sheep. Yeah.
The butter has the potential to carry the highly infectious foot and mouth disease, which would have catastrophic consequences on our livestock industries if an outbreak occurs.
So this is over 2 kilos of butter. That's a lot of butter. That's not declared, yes. The word dairy, that should have been ticked.
I can't see it wrong.
But you have written, who wrote your name?
My neighbor, I said, what this? And here he said all this. He said, no. I said, no. I said, no.
You said no?
Yeah.
Did he read that out to you and you said no?
It's not my fault, sir.
Not your fault. So that's going to be seized today.
The passenger is allowed to keep some of the food items, but no excuse will help her avoid a penalty.
We're going to have a fine. That fine is $340 today.
Oh my God. Can you forgive me this time because it's misunderstanding?
I understand you, but I have to do my job.
But I'm do it on purpose because I declare everything. It's misunderstanding.
She will have to pay her fine, and she won't be able to take her precious butter.
We have to take it. We have to seize it. It just goes into the garbage. Yeah. It just...
Cost me too much money.
I know, unfortunately.
And finally accepting there is no way around it, the woman is taken to pay the $340 fine. The Immigration Compliance Team has located 15 Chinese nationals living in a house in Adelaide. Most seem to have been working in the building industry, possibly illegally.
What time are you leaving for work today?
Officers are continuing to search for identification documents belonging to a few people who have refused to hand them over.
That's good.
But attention is also on a number of documents that were found belonging to a person called Mr. Chen, who immigration already suspects is involved in the organising of illegal Chinese workers.
In the back of the premises, there's a shed which has some of his belongings and a pass and an itinerary in his name. So we do believe that at some time he has resided here and is organising work for these people.
Mr. Chen is not one of the people in the house, but there is a chance he's not far away. An officer has just noticed someone has been watching the whole operation from a car parked down the street.
Probably drive off, I think. Let's see.
There is only one way to find out if this is the person they are looking for.
Hi, how you going?
What's your name, sir? Fu Chen.
And it looks like immigration has just found their man. High readings for traces of ephedrine have been detected on this backpacker's belongings. Customs and Border Protection is searching for a part of his pipe that he admitted to using to smoke a synthetic drug product while in New Zealand called AK-47. So far, only its packaging has been found.
So what's happened is because it's chemically manufactured, this AK-47, you don't know what they actually put into it. So we know that from the readings we're getting, they've been putting ephedrine in this. So ephedrine itself is then related with speed production, anything like that, methamphetamine. So therefore you can be getting quite a crossover of narcotics or anything like that. So what you believe is smoking cannabis, which a lot of people don't think has a problem, when it's chemically manufactured, could have anything in there.
The search continues for the cone and any hidden illicit substances. An X-ray of his empty bag is clear, as is the rest of his belongings. But officers want to make sure that he hasn't got anything stashed on his body.
Okay, I've got concerns that you might be carrying drugs, all right, on your body.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is, can you read English, okay?
Yeah.
I want you to read both sides of this for me.
Of course. You're gonna check me. But sorry, it's strange if I say, I cannot say, but I don't know why we still do it.
Okay, so what we've got, we found the AK-47.
Yeah.
You said you smoked it over in New Zealand. In New Zealand, as you told me, it's legal. Over here, it's not.
I didn't smoke. You want to just check I don't have it with me?
That's correct. Just on your body.
I'm going to go in here. Do you want to take your shoes off for the search? Make it easier?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you stand arms up, spin around for me.
Can I take it off, please?
Have you got? Oh, it's okay, leave it on.
The frisk is all clear. Bruno is lucky that he didn't bring in any of the synthetic drugs. And Officer Rob has some good advice to anyone thinking of giving it a try.
Don't smoke overseas and bring anything with you. because our trace detection, our dog unit, anything like that, our officers will find it and then you can be in trouble.
But Bruno is not free to leave just yet, as immigration still have concerns that he's not only here for a holiday.
If he is found to have the intention to work illegally in Australia, he could be refused entry.
So now he's escorted away for an interview so a decision can be made on whether his visa should be cancelled. Tip-off from the public that there would be a number of illegal workers living in a house in suburban Adelaide has proven to be accurate.
There's 16 persons of interest, 15 males and 1 female, all of Chinese nationality, 1 Australian citizen. We've identified 8 unlawful non-citizens and 7 visa holders. And of those 7 visa holders, 3 are possibly in breach of visa conditions. So we need to bring them back to the office for some further questioning in regards to their current visa and any conditions that they may be in breach of.
In a surprising twist, officers think they may have nabbed the main organiser of the workers, who is watching events unfold from his car down the street.
He's obviously come here this morning to have a look and see what's happening. He's advised us that he's not their boss, but we've got sufficient information believing that he is.
Immigration suspects he is the ringleader because of his connection with another case.
We've had a history with Chinese nationals that have been arrested by Department of Fisheries for illegal abalone fishing. And during the court appearance, we noticed another male Chinese national that would arrive at all the court cases and stated his name as being Mr. Fu Chen.
Fu Chen.
Fu Chen.
Yeah. Not going to get some abalone today?
No abalone?
No English.
No good English? Yeah, you could speak English at court, mate. When you were at court.
Mr. Chen is accompanied back to the house, and his sudden inability to speak English won't be a problem for officers, as they can just communicate through a phone interpreter.
Okay, why were you here this morning? Why were you parked down the road in the car?
没有，我就过来，我这里有帮他叫了这里面几个人在这里面，然后我就过来看一下。
So he comes to visit relatives.
The people here, I believe that the people here might be working for you. Is that true?
没有，不是，不是。
Are you sure?
It does not appear that this is true, as most of the group who are now collecting their belongings have confirmed that he is their boss. Immigration has also discovered that he may be in breach of his own work visa conditions.
The sponsorship for your visa states that you have to be working for a company in Sydney, and we know that you've been in South Australia for some time now.
我是在跑旅游业务啊。
旅游业务。
没错，
He's on tourist business. Tourism business.
Okay, all right. I don't believe you because you're on a visa. You're sponsored by a company in Sydney, and you're supposed to work at that particular company. And to me, it looks like you're running a business, finding work for people in the construction industry in Adelaide.
It has been a successful operation, and now every person, including Mr. Chen, who either have no visa or breach their visa conditions, will be taken back to the main office for further interviews and begin the process to return them home to China. But later, there was an incredible development, with Mr. Chen being arrested by the Australian Federal Police for importing narcotics in shipments of stuffed toys, cushions, and in the lining of nappies. Several of Mr. Chen's consignments from Hong Kong were intercepted, seizing a total of 700 grams of methamphetamine and more than 7 kilograms of pseudoephedrine used to make the same drug.